the Bible's on sale. Then we're really gonna get at you. But yet you don't have the
What
Bible?
goes on sale?
I'll try with you.
Who?
Let's go. As soon as the Bible's on sale, and we're going to be shoving that down people's throats. Man, you thought the Mormons were moving Bibles? You thought the Jehovah's Witnesses were moving Bibles? Wait till you see the casuals flinging fucking Bibles.
You can't sell the religion. The religion has to be purchased. That makes no sense.
What do you think Scientology is? How do you think I got to?
You don't buy religion. You support the religion.
OTA, Z.
Okay, you guys ready?
You gotta pay. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we're ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready.
Send you guys the link here.
So we'll link to it?
Yeah, throw it up.
Or
on
is that
your... Try the link, son. Oi. There we go. All right, hold on. Let me put some of the pitch.
Now what?
Son of a whore.
What do we do?
Oh shoot, where's Face gone?
Well, what do I do? Oh, so can you see me?
All right. We're missing Casey.
Yeah, where'd he go?
Did you get that, Ryan? They used to have those T-shirts in Venice, man.
Are we live right now?
We're live. Without Casey. I don't know where he's gone.
Hold on. I'm trying to put our link up on the thing.
Do we need to be on YouTube as well, or?
We're on YouTube.
No, I mean, for who's reading the thingies?
Casey said he would, but like you said, he's disappeared.
Do we read it off of here or off of the phone?
It's on YouTube.
So if I go on YouTube on my phone, I can see the questions.
Yeah. Just mute the thing. All right, whatever. So 1878 Casuals, we're live. Your man Sinatra, Sam, English. I don't know where Casey's got. Hopefully he'll jump back in.
I'll put him back in.
So we're chatting, little pre-match chat about tomorrow's match at 4:30 a.m. our time here in sunny California against the Blue Scousers of Everton. So, you know, the last match, you know, it was like we controlled the game pretty well, you know, the first 45 minutes, and then the second 45 minutes, it was like we really weren't, you know, taking our chances and, you know, putting things away, even though we played some good football, and kind of let them get, you know, sneak back into it a little bit. I'm hoping come against Everton, we can control a game for 45 minutes. Erickson, he's back in the squad. Not saying he starts, but there's our man Face. Not saying Erickson starts, but, you know, I feel like we got to go with the same 11 that started against Brentford. I feel like the first 45 minutes, if they could put that, you know, together again, you know, we scored an early goal, controlled the game, a lot of good football. Bruno dropping deep. Face, you complained before about like the too many times like our center halves are the ones having to play the long balls over the top because we don't have, you know, somebody with quality of Erickson in the midfield or Casemiro that can make that pass. So Bruno's dropping deeper, and that seemed to be more effective. So how do you lads see it going on Saturday?
Well, I can't stand the Bruno being deeper situation.
I know. I didn't like that either.
I think it was a bit better when against Brentford at home, but what's the other game before that we lost against Newcastle? I thought it was horrific having Bruno so deep. I think it worked a bit more at home, but I feel like he's kind of wasted as soon as he has to go back. But you know, I have faith in Ten Hag. so I don't want to jump on his back too much. But that I'd like to see Bruno up top, not up top, but in the number 10.
You want him linking the play behind the behind the striker, right?
In the midfield. I mean,
that's his best position by far.
He's kind of like, I think he's been playing almost like this Casemiro role, but he doesn't have the defensive attributes to really do that. But I think he did pretty good against Brentford. I think our whole midfield was like way improved. McTominay was good. Sabitzer. It was almost like Sabitzer was playing in Bruno's position against Brentford. It's like they keep swapping around who's going to be doing what kind of role in midfield. And then, I'm also wondering why Fred isn't getting much of a look in at the moment. I don't know what you guys think about Fred starting or not.
What do you think, English? Would you start Fred on Saturday?
No, me and Case are on the same page. I think now Fred, he's doing phenomenal coming off the bench. I think we start with what we did against Brentford. I think my biggest concern is why we all of a sudden trying to play out from the back. You know, that's the problem right there. I think we've been missing Wan-Bissaka, strangely enough. Pushing up, driving up, almost been attacking back there. I think he's so strong. And he's coming on leaps and bounds. I think that him and Luke have got an understanding. Then the guys in the middle are understanding with them. But this playing out from the back and kick back to Gare, God bless him, he saved our ass so many times. But he's not a guy you want to be playing the ball back to, is he? So I'll start with Spitzer. Scotty, I'm happy with that. I'm not sure about Sancho though up front. I mean, I'm happy that against Brentford, there was a lot of attacking. But again, man, like we've been saying for the last 2 years, you've got to take those chances when you get them. I mean, Rashid on fire, what can you say? But as long as we can have a bit of a higher line, but stop playing out from the back, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think there's a problem with Sancho that sometimes he disappears for long stretches in games, right? Like, he'll be having a great moment, and then like 10 minutes later, you're like, where's he at? You know what I mean? Right. He gets lost sometimes in the bit of the rhythm of the game. I don't know how you guys find Sancho. It's interesting also.
Thing, right? Like he's just going through this lack of confidence now, and it doesn't seem to be coming back. Like the Sancho who we know he's really good. He's so creative, but he doesn't seem to be finding that confidence to bring it out again.
I think he struggles with the fact that he's got to think so much quicker in the Premier League, where in the Bundesliga, even at the moderate pace he's at, he could get by guys in the Bundesliga, right? He could beat you for pace, he could beat you with skill. But in the Premier League, it's so much more physical. Defenders are they're on you so much quicker that I feel like sometimes he just doesn't have the decision making that's quick enough to be like, a proper playmaker type.
Yeah, referees and fans of the teams that you're playing, that kind of, that's the Premier League. That's
Is there still a hesitation to his game? It's still a hesitation to his game. He just hasn't responded, and it's like you see people come in like even Palestri, Garnacho, they come in and they're so direct, they're so active, they're so impactful. And Sancho, the boss has moved him into a number 10 role to cater to his abilities. And it's like we see him get the ball, you see him, okay, he has the ball, and then you wait for him to do something, and then he does a little roller pass to somebody, and we're like, that's kind of dead. Like, we're trying to see that production, the kid that was running up the field, attacking people. It could be a deal where, that transition from Germany to here sometimes is rough because you get room in Germany and Sancho went through a lot, I don't know. I say if to play tomorrow, I'm definitely not starting him. And he's gonna. I mean, I would bring in Wood in before him, and I hate to say that.
I don't know. I definitely would do that. I don't think Beko should be starting anymore. I think
No, not starting. I'm saying like if I started Martial, and I'm going to bring a replacement. Well, no, I take that back. That's a horrible statement. I would not put Wood in before Sancho because Sancho will offer some more with creativity. But we're all frustrated with his production. It's like we're still waiting, and it's been what, 4 weeks of waiting.
But you guys don't think it's better against Brentford? I feel like there was an improvement there.
There was in the first 45 minutes where we were finally controlling the game. We were playing some intricate stuff. But the second 45, when we hadn't made it 2-3-0, we let them kind of creep back into it, and it got nervy. It didn't need to be nervy, right? Like we had done enough to win the game, but we didn't. The scoreline didn't reflect that. And if the other team's only seeing 1-0, they've got enough confidence to try to make a point. And honestly, that wasn't the same Brentford team that we played earlier in the season, right? They're not in the same vein of form. They're not scoring the goals they were. They've changed the manager, and so it's a little different. So
and they were playing away. They're totally different.
They're playing away, and and honestly, our record at home is stellar this year. The away record is something to be looked at, but right now at home, what we've conceded like 8 goals, and the whole time at home this year, like that's impressive. We've talked about Old Trafford's got to be a fortress again. We got to win games at Old Trafford, and so we're doing that. And so I think that there's a bit of that intimidation factors back to a degree, and so maybe that worked in our favor a little bit. We're like, oh, okay, United's always going to come to play at home, and it's that much more of a daunting task. Here's a question, just one last thought on Sancho. How would you feel about him if he was playing more like Anthony, where he's just cutting inside and having a go? You know what I mean? Like, we don't even see him doing that. Like you say, he's playing like the safe, like 90%, balls and stuff. He's not playing those like low percentage, let me try to, do something here. He's not having a go. What is he doing?
That's what he was doing in the beginning, wasn't it? I mean, that's what I thought we had him for. That
was the whole point.
He was exciting and he was dangerous, and everyone's like, yeah, this kid's gonna perform. But now he's not. I mean, at least Anthony got to go 2 or 3 times. He's just got to figure out there's somewhere else in the goal to aim for than the top left, man. Maybe the bottom left, maybe the middle.
Maybe like a game against Everton is a good game for him to start, to be at home, to get that confidence. I know he should have had it already, but if he can get a goal in the first half against Everton, that should help his confidence.
It's different though, because he's playing against Seamus Coleman at right back, and Seamus Coleman's a nasty bastard. You gotta give respect where respect's due. That's a tough mark to have. If you're the winger and Seamus Coleman's on you for the day, it's not fun. I'd much rather have Rashford running at Seamus Coleman than Jadon Sancho. That's just how I feel about it.
But it's almost like Anthony is he's so direct and he's brilliant at that. But then look at the game against Brentford. Like he missed about his shots kind of kept going more wide off every shot.
At least he was shooting.
Yeah.
Even the commentator said, "Oh, it's nice to see him moving forward, not going back." Even the commentator said that.
He's doing the same thing every time, so he's quite predictable.
He did try one with the right foot, though. He did try one with the right foot. I gave him.
It didn't come off.
But Sam's right.
Maybe that's a
wider and wider and wider from the first one.
Yeah, you'd think it would start getting better, but I love Anthony. I think he's gonna be a great player for us.
Yeah, I figured
Go on.
Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
I'm just saying that this game, I really feel the boss is going to have us really ready for this game, because Brentford did us no favors. They let us have the ball, they didn't pressure us, and that's the total opposite preparation for what we're about to go against. It's going to be Mr. Allardyce. Is that his name? They're going to try us in the box. He's going to do headers. It's going to be Burnley. It's going to be in our face. It's going to be a mess. And this is going to be a game where possession of the ball is going to be key, but we have to be on the front foot. We have to be. And the ball showed a lot the last game. He showed a lot of different formations, and people were different focal points at different points. I think he's learned he can't trust his team anymore about having their own self-motivation. Now I think he's like, I've seen enough of this garbage. I'm going to motivate you guys, because he's saying in the press conferences, it's up to us coaches now to give them the attitude, because they can't do it on their own. They can't do it on their own, because it's just the team inherited, but we'll be way more motivated again. Definitely.
Yeah, the motivation against Brentford for sure. It's just the finishing. Like, we could have won that game by three goals if we had.
It should have been comfortable. We played well enough for it to be comfortable. But it's refreshing that we've got a manager he doesn't have the ego that some managers we've had previously to, like, he changes the style, right? When something's not working, there's plan B, there's plan C, you know what I mean? And we haven't seen that in so long that it's nice that we know he knows the team well enough that he can still tinker. But what did we think? In Newcastle, we were kind of all over the place.
There was no spark, was there?
Brentford, a little more improved. It seemed like Scotty was playing, further back, and we had, Ericsson and Bruno were the further lying midfielders. Do we do that again since it worked, or does Ericsson go straight back in the team? Because I feel like we don't put him straight back in the team. We gotta be easy with this guy.
I didn't even know if he'd be on the bench.
No, he is. He's on the bench. He said he'll be part of the squad tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
He confirmed it. Said he'll be part of the squad. So that means Ericsson's going to play. I don't know if he's going to start, but I guarantee he'll be warming him up by the 48th minute. Like, get yourself warmed up, buddy. But
he might give him a run around, depending on the scoreline in the second half.
He should give him a run around. Ericsson, I feel like Ericsson's the type of professional who's gonna be like, Coach, let's go, Gaff, let's get in there. Let me get a run now. I feel like he's that type of guy. Like, boss, I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah. I don't think he wants to watch.
World Cup. I mean, there's nothing can hold that guy back, right? No,
he's tough. He's a tough guy. Yeah, he's a tough guy.
And there's nobody.
The boss is really upset. The boss is still upset about Ericsson's tackle. He was talking about it today. Like, that shit was. He's like, I'm still pissed off. He's right.
That
Andy Carroll's a dump truck.
I think he's just had it. The refereeing and stuff has just been so bad against us. I think he's just had it now. And he's going back.
Speaking about bumble clot refereeing, what's up with Michael Oliver? What's the blood clot dude's name? With the Newcastle kid on. What is that? Who was that?
Michael Oliver.
Yeah. Dude, he's
what is that?
He's hated us. Him and Clattenburg hate us.
I'm sorry. We are in a race with Newcastle. That is not acceptable.
Listen, there was an article in the Mirror that they did where I think it was like 2 years ago.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there was an article in the Mirror about 2 years ago where they listed at that time all of the active referees on the what is the Premier list or whatever the hell it's called, and it listed all of if they named the club that they supported, it was listed so that there's specific rules and regulations that are supposed to govern that type of stuff. So if you came out and say, I support United, you can't ref any meaningful United matches. Like, you could ref like a preseason game, but you wouldn't be able to referee any Liverpool matches, no City, no Leeds, probably no Arsenal. And, so Oliver comes out, Newcastle supporter, all right, whatever. Can't do any of their games, can't do Sunderland. And he was interviewed for the piece and said, yeah, I grew up supporting Newcastle, whatever. He's in the pub, like with the rest of the Geordies, having a few pints. And he was saying, invariably, normal seasons when Newcastle's in a relegation battle, that he couldn't even referee anybody else in the bottom three that was in that fight for the last 3 matches of the. Yeah, there you go.
I was trying to get him.
For the last 3 months of the season, 2-3 months of the season, when these races are heating up, you'd have to move on to some less meaningful matches. And so it's interesting that, like they said, we're in a race for the top 4 with Newcastle, and here is a Newcastle supporter, that he could be reffing like Leeds this weekend. What's he doing? He's assigned to our match. So that didn't make a lot of sense from the Premier League. So we know, I don't care what anybody says, if we get some shit decisions tomorrow, we know why. We know.
We had a game where we don't get shit decisions against us.
Well, Kavanaugh did all right. Mitrovic almost walloped his head off.
Is that which game is the one he didn't call the handball and the guy was on all fours? And was that the Mitrovic game?
No,
remember the handball.
That was Anthony Taylor. Knock his.
Yeah, that was Anthony Taylor.
10 bad decisions or something. We should have had like 3 penalties.
Oh, that's when Casemiro. Yeah, he's that.
Mayor was sent off.
And here, what's funny about that? What's funny about that? What makes me think we live in the Matrix and this is all just a big comedy show? That's Matrix. The same referee that was on the pitch when Eriksson died. That's the one that got the AED on it. It was Anthony Taylor.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy how you phrase that. I was like, that's so bad. Crazy.
Matrix. We're in the.
He was there.
He was reffing that game at the Euros. That was him.
He's a voodoo duppy. He's a witch doctor.
Wasn't he the
look that up?
Who made the wall go back and then Aston Villa?
Allegedly.
Yeah. I feel like it was Anthony Taylor. I think he's just out to screw us every single time.
I maintain it's because he comes from the Manchester area. He's from Wythenshawe. He does that as like that extra bit of, you can't. Because he claims, I forget what club he claims he supports.
Oldham.
Yeah. It's like, no, you don't support Oldham.
But anyone who doesn't support like Man United, who's from that kind of area, just seems to hate Man United.
Well, you know what's funny? There is a kid in the City Academy right now that's also from Wythenshawe. He's like, I grew up supporting City, and I'm like, they probably egged your house every weekend. You couldn't walk down.
Are you guys starting?
No blue.
Are you guys starting Martial?
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. He's got to start. If he gets injured, he gets injured. But it's just.
If he gets injured, we're putting him out with the refuse at the end of the match. He's going in the bin because he's broken.
Mm.
I was always taught when your toys break, you gotta put it in the bin.
What's your guys' front?
You're lucky you had toys, my friend. In my day, there was no such thing as toys.
What was it? I don't want to know. What were you saying, Sam?
I was wondering what your guys' front three would be then.
Rashford, Martial, and the Brazilian, the slick Brazilian.
Yeah.
The Brazilian Anthony Robin.
I second that.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that.
I give
in midfield.
Where's Wan-Bissaka, dude?
This is why Wan-Bissaka. I think at the moment he's definitely the better right back out of him and Dalot. But I think like Ten Hag's seen both of those players, and he knows how good Dalot is, but he just wants to get Dalot back to that form that he had in the beginning of the season. So he wants to keep playing him until he gets to that form. And I think Brentford he was better.
But what's the rationale with that? Just go, but play him until he gets better.
No, the rationale is if
the guy on in form,
he's going to get, and by the time we get to like the big games, like when we really need the best attacking fullback that we have, because in my opinion, Dalot is a way better fullback. But Wan-Bissaka is the form player right now. Wan-Bissaka is playing better.
So I got a controversial statement
into getting that form back. That's what I think anyway.
I got a controversial statement about right backs is that Dalot is never going to get back to the level that he was at before. It's never going to happen. Whatever happened where he got injured, he's done. He's good. He's still good, but he's never going to be where he was. And I feel like of the two, if it's up to me, and I'm, Ten Hag, I'm keeping Aaron Wan-Bissaka and I'm selling Diogo Dalot. And I think we could get more money for Dalot than we could for Wan-Bissaka. And I think we get somebody to back up Wan-Bissaka. I think Wan-Bissaka's earned the damn shirt. And what a story that he's come back from. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about he's got to go. Now he's got to stay for me. Dalot's the one that's missing out.
He's earned that spot. Absolutely, 100%.
And honestly, as much as the game has progressed, in a modern sense where, like, your fullbacks have got to be attacking and, you're shit if you're not scoring, 10 goals a season like fucking Trent Alexander-Arnold or whatever. I want a defense first fullback. I like the old school fullbacks. That's the shit that wins you cups, over a long period of a season.
I don't want to get on Wan-Bissaka's back because I think he's been great since he came back. But I think you guys are forgetting how good Dalot was in the beginning of the season. He was like one of our.
No, I agree, but I don't think he's ever getting back to that. And I think that's why he's got to go.
That's was.
Yeah, but because he got injured, he's still.
It doesn't mean you don't just take somebody out because they did score this goal.
No, I think Dalot was so good that he was like maybe the best right back in the world, at least in the top 2 or 3 at that specific moment. And then he got injured. Like,
I don't have the patience for him like we did Shaw to get like back from injury and like be great again. I just don't see it with Dalot.
Well, Shaw had a way worse injury though, and he
did.
Yeah.
The guy that's earned the position needs to play the position.
I think it's the situation where Ten Hag is saying, you know what, I'm going to get rid of 8 to 10 of y'all anyway. It's open competition for everybody. It's open competition. 1 week I'm starting one guy, another week I'm starting a guy because I don't have any allegiance to any of you fuckers. And it's an open competition because I heard there was a team meeting and he let them know some shit. And so I just feel it's just like the low Wan-Bissaka. I think is whoever has the best season he's gonna keep. Straight up, he's just gonna be like, because he's gonna bring someone else in. He's bringing someone else for the right back. He's happy with Sean Malacia. I think he's happy with Sean Malacia. I think he's happy with that.
Yeah,
but with the left back, but the right back, he's gonna be like, I'm bringing in somebody. I'm bringing in somebody.
If you think about it, that's what happened with Tellez, right? Like we had Tellez, we had Shaw, and he immediately bought Malacia. He didn't need to see but 2 games of Tellez and was like, yeah, all right, bringing in Malacia.
Tellez just can't defend too well, and he's
remember that he said initially that he wouldn't rate Shaw. Shaw earned that.
Who?
Ten Hag.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't rate Shaw's. Yeah, he didn't think he had a good work ethic. But when Malacia showed a little spirit, that woke Shaw up, and now Shaw's been straight ever since. Shaw's been straight.
That's how
Shaw's been.
That's what you have to do with Shaw. You've got to motivate Shaw.
But he's earned his place.
It's like
but he stepped up to it.
I agree. But Sam said Dalot, I get he was, but he's
still great. I think Dalot is still a great player. He's just got injured and he hasn't got back to that form because
but you can't start someone because they had good form. You got to start the guy who's playing, who's performing. You have to.
I just think Dalot is a better player when we get if the two are on their best form. I think Dalot is the better player because of his attacking threat. And that's so important.
The last game, he was the boss went in 2.5 different formations. I know that sounds weird, but Dalot was he was vital to that because he could adjust to the systems. Where Wan-Bissaka, you could be like, okay, shut Saint Maximin down. He shut his ass down. Shut him down. But then people sleep on Wan-Bissaka is better with the ball than he's ever been. I've been impressed with him with the ball too. So
this season he's been better going forward. That's for sure.
What bothers me about what Dalot does sometimes is like, I don't know if it's a Ten Hag thing or if it's a Dalot thing, but like when Anthony's got the ball and he's doing a million step overs or whatever, and we know what he's going to do. He's going to cut it to the left. He's going to cut inside. He's never going to go to the byline. Like, Delo, like, I think once in that whole Brentford match did he make himself available as the fucking overlap. Like, he never just do the overlap run. Like, Wan-Bissaka will make the overlap run. Delo wants to run in underneath and, like, contribute and have a shot. Like, no. Overlap run. Like, when Pellistri's not in at right, on the right wing, or Rashford, nobody runs to the fucking byline. It drives me insane. Somebody overlap. Somebody do it. And Delo do it like what?
I think that's our tactics. That's our tactics, because Ten Hag wants him to be. It's like he's trying to force Anthony out, and he wants someone to come underneath. It's but he did it. There was one play where Bruno did a cross play to Delo, because they overloaded the left, and Delo was over there by himself. He did a nice cross play to him. But Delo has that skill. He can go up in there where Wan-Bissaka is going to stay wide, get the ball, steal it, and get it to Anthony now. Oh, but I've been impressed with Wan-Bissaka. I'm telling you, I love Delo, but what he's shown, I saw him dribble through 3 people one time. I'm like, who's this guy? Where did we get him from?
I mean, I'd be happy with either to start, to be honest. I think both have been good for us this season.
Long story short, whoever has the best season, we're going to keep. And I think it's open competition for those two, straight up.
Do you think Lingard's going to go to Wan-Bissaka and his ex-missus?
Who? Oh, you're wrong for that. You're wrong. That's so mean. So he's going to. Why would he? You're so wrong for saying that. I love it, though. So funny. Lingard would go, and Millie Rock like, that's my ex. That's my ex. That's my ex. Okay, we went way off.
I'm
curious. What do you guys think about Sabitzer?
Keep him.
He's classy.
I want to see him play more with Casemiro. He doesn't play enough. He hadn't had a chance to play enough with Casemiro, because he's the only other player that's as in a creative mold to Eriksen. Like, if we could have Casemiro and not have him, missing 10 games a damn year through suspension, then Sabitzer would be the guy that you would bring in when Eriksen can't play.
Yeah, because we got to keep
Eriksen. That's so exciting to think about the next game. I know I'm jumping the gun. We're going to have Casemiro full go, Eriksen full go, Sabitzer and Fred on the bench. Scotty might not ever play again.
He's going to be sold, I think.
That's what the next thing I want to talk about was what did you think about the report about Scotty saying that he'd be willing to move on if he's further down the pecking order? I don't see how that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think he is going to be like fifth choice or something, and we need to bring in a more defensive midfielder as backup for Casemiro, like a younger, more because we only have Casemiro as a defensive midfielder, and as soon as he's out, then like somebody has to fill his position, and nobody can play that role.
Well, my question is, when we first brought Casemiro in, like, McTominay was in a rich vein of form, and there's another guy that's like he's wishy-washy, and I think you said it before, Face. It's like he needs 2 or 3 games to like get himself going, and I don't think it helps that when he goes away for Scotland, he's playing like up front, he's playing center half,
playing right
back, and then he comes back to United, and he's like Ten Hag sees him as a midfielder. He's playing in midfield.
Was that?
It's gonna be he has to go, because we're supposed to be bringing in 2 midfielders anyway. They're gonna be way better than him. So, and then if we're gonna keep some of them between Fred and Sabitzer. Is a lot of people fighting it. How bad do you want to play for Manchester United Football Club? Sabitzer and Fred are gonna have to fight it out, because we're not gonna keep both of them. And it's so coincidental that Fred contracts are up, Sabitzer's on the loan. So guess what? You two fuckers got to play it out for the rest of the season too. And so does Wan-Bissaka and Delo.
I think the only thing that'll be difficult is if if Sabitzer raises his value, it'll be awful hard to pry him back from Bayern Munich. Because you got to remember, it's still Bayern Munich, right? Like, yeah, we got a cheeky loan, but they don't typically sell players, when they're at their
I thought they
best.
reported that they don't want him back. They said they're looking to move him anyway.
They could,
Yeah,
now they have a new manager. That was when they had.
They don't rate him.
Nagelsmann. Yeah,
They don't rate him though. Oh well, I forgot about that thing.
Got a new manager. You know what I'm saying? So like, people forget Bayern Munich is. Everybody's worried City might win a treble. Bayern Munich's up for a treble, and they just fired the manager. So, what does Tuchel think about all of that? And honestly,
fuck Tuchel.
They do.
What would, if Bayern Munich was to say we got to pay $50 million? Is Sabitzer worth $50 million? Probably not. So.
No, I don't know.
The political side plays into it.
$50 million. Because we can't.
Right now, Sabitzer.
Players. We need to buy younger players too. Because if we keep bringing players that are 30, and around 30, then we're just going to have to keep replacing them every few seasons. Whereas we need to be looking like younger 20s.
What were you saying in English?
We've got to develop our youth.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, you want the healthy mix of veteran players and like academy.
We've got to get back to our youth program as well. We've got to focus, because number one, you won't win anything without. And number two, that's Manchester United. That's our foundation is our youth.
Yeah.
Our youth program right now is just like the stadium rebuild. We have neglected our youth. We've mismanaged our youth. We have ruined some careers of our youth because of the Woodward Glazers management. They forgot about that foundation that Manchester United, the whole heart and the core is because of the youth. They put it aside. We went to buying players with sold shirts. We neglected youth. A lot of talented kids came through our academy who are now lost. That's why Ten Hag, when he got here, he's like, I have to take over this now.
I agree.
This is getting fucked up. This is messed up.
There was a
the youth situation is not going to get fixed till we find out who our new owners are. It's such a big project because right now is the first time that the youth is playing the same football that the first team is. And it is the first time in 10 years that's happened, where the youth and the first team is playing the same football. That's why they can kind of slide up now. In 10 years, we've not done that. That's crazy.
Agree.
So it's a big project, and I'm glad that Ten Hag is the guy to be like, I'm taking over it. I got the last say so on this too. This is crazy. It's been a mess. But I'm emotional now.
It's countdown to tomorrow morning.
Any predictions? Score predictions?
1-0.
I think it's
How do you feel?
It could be another cheeky 1-0 or probably 2-0, 1-0, 2-0.
If you Everton, like they don't have too much up front. They kind of rely on the defenders to score goals. So like they can't score from like set pieces and things like that. They got like Michael Keane and
3-1.
Tarkovsky.
They got this big African looking dude, big dude.
The midfielder.
I'm telling you, it's Sam Allardyce, dude. What does he do?
Sam keeps them up, man.
We know what he does.
3-1.
I hope we can score 3.
I'm going to 2-0.
We need to start scoring more goals. That would be great if we get 3.
Well, the problem is Rashford's the only one scoring.
Yeah.
Weghorst, Martial's not played.
I think Bruno is key. If he's playing more forward, like that's gonna help the rest of the attack.
That's another thing that's been interesting is he sacrificed a lot of the goals that that he was contributing to, and another thing that's of note that of all the matches that Eriksen's missed, he's still our number one assist maker on the season.
That's something, doesn't it?
It's not. That means our wingers aren't doing enough work as creative.
No.
Like, I mean, Anthony is great, but he's not creating. He's not like assisting.
No, I want him to get more assists than trying to score worldies, right?
Is that because like he's a right-footed, left-footed player?
You just start squaring the ball in the midfield and start just moving up into space and having a crack.
I think it's tough for him because every time he receives the ball, no matter what he's going to do with it, he's getting double, triple teamed. If he cuts inside, he's dragging defenders. If he goes, if he's trying to go to the byline, they know eventually he's going to stop, cut back. So they're just waiting for that. They don't really have to. They're not worried about him, cutting and going right into the box.
Yeah. Did you guys see that quote from Andy Cole? He was talking about he would hate to have play like on the wing because
I saw that.
Left footed right hand side, and he'll never be crossing the ball to him.
He said it would be frustrating because you'll never get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, because he had like David Beckham passing to him, and David Beckham would just be creating so many goals from his crosses. Whereas Anthony,
that was a much just different style of footy back in the day, where you just had the wingers crossing in the box. You just don't see that as much, especially at United anymore.
Well,
we should be having.
I tell you what, if he developed that right foot, I'm just saying, if it came developed, he would create so many opportunities for us, because it's the fact that he cuts in and he brings another defender to the box, and the math gets screwy. So then you eliminate creative people like maybe Bruno, Woot, if because you're bringing another defender there versus keeping them wide where there's more field for guys to work. But he tried it the last game. I'm trying to stay super positive on him. Super positive.
You're talking about Anthony still, right?
I like Pelestri a lot. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's my problem right now. I like Pelestri a lot, and they're gonna send him on loan at something like.
I feel like Pelestri, like when he does come on, it's only like the 80th minute or something, or 88.
They're not loaning him out.
He started a game once, didn't
he? Yeah, he started some games. I think in the Europa League, but yeah, no loan for Pelestri.
It's crazy because we have one more game of this turnover football that we've been having, and then the midfield is going to look different, and then we're going to be like, okay, I see what's going on now. Eriksen alone is going to limit us about maybe 5 less turnovers a game. Just Eriksen alone. More possession. Just Eriksen alone, which is crazy. And then you're going to have the boss getting the ball to upfield quick with crazy passes. Casemiro, I don't know how sometimes he kicks the ball. He doesn't even look. He just kicks it. And next you see Rashi running crazy. And if this French dude stays healthy, everything's gonna be parades.
It's like amazing. We've been without like Casemiro and Eriksen. I mean, that's the core of our heartbeat of our team, and they've been out for like half the season. And we're still like in 3. Well, we won 1.
That's what's encouraging, that they're coming in. They're coming back at the right time.
Yeah, and Casemiro is like, he's had a break, so he's going to come in strong in the Europa League. That's like perfect for him to come in.
Motivated. Casemiro motivated. I like that he's going to be motivated.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that.
He gets sent off again.
So we've been on like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
English, any final thoughts?
I thought he was frozen for a second.
No, I'm good. I'm just listening. I just hope that we come out like we did against Brentford, and we attack again the United way, a bit more exciting football. And the boys aren't afraid to have a go. See what happens with Sancho, right? I definitely think Wan-Bissaka should be over Dalot. I think that there's a big difference in the back four when he's not there. But let's see what happens. Up the fucking Reds, Glazier's out.
That's right.
See you boys first thing in the morning.
Yeah, guys.
I'm excited. I think we'll win 2-0. Hopefully Sabitzer shows improvement from the last game, then we'll be fine, totally fine. And if Martial can stay healthy tomorrow, just don't get hurt.
Jinx it.
Please.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
What do you mean jinx it? What is a jinx? What's a jinx? I'll bet money that there is more than not. I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'm not going to finish that sentence.
And if you're in California,
But English, you know what's in my mind.
Oh yeah.
What's the odds for him? I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, he might get a house or not.
Stuff. Listen, if you're
Up the
watching
red.
and you live in California and you haven't been to Moo Mia, you're a wanker, and we're gonna find you and we're gonna beat you. So better get your ass to Moo Mia and order stuff on Terrace Cult.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Mark's looking for. Yeah.
That's the that's the plug. That's the plug. Like, listen, mate. You better go have the ice cream if you know it's good for you.
Summer's coming.
Man, I'm in shorts right now.
Me too.
About to go backside of the.
Yeah.
I like this. It worked out good. I know I'm still recording, but I feel good though. I mean, I'm telling you, Ten Hag's pissed. I think he knows I definitely got to get more people than I think.
Well, and we've let the mentality drop after the League Cup. We got too big for ourselves after we won the League Cup, and our form has been shit since then. Like, we hit this peak, and now we're the ones that feel entitled, and it's like, no, there's still work to be put in.
That's definitely what happened.
It's gonna be a nice one.
I think
Parking lot love.
we're gonna win.
I see you guys in the parking lot.
See you guys in a few hours.
All right.
Yeah, right. Sam, you're the best.
Thanks, Sam.